Let's do all the conceptualization checks. I guess we could just stay at 2 a.m. Like, I thought it would, like, force me to stop. But it's not seeming like it's doing that, so. We could just go forever. What's gonna stop us? 17%.
Nothing to see here. Yeah. What?
Why must we stop?
I thought I was gonna get it that time. Alright, let's go talk to Tommy. I think Tommy was the 92% one, wasn't it? Or was that Joyce? That might have been Joyce. That we failed before. We don't need a whole lot to level up. We only need 3 points, so... It's possible that passing one of these checks is gonna get... Tommy! Everybody's asleep, aren't they? Damn it. Alright, well. I guess we'll go sleep. If I can. Hopefully we don't, like, lose the game if we sleep on the 5th day. Let's save it.
It's getting late, and it's...
Good night, Kim.
Good night.
The bed is comforting.
Let's see what kind of dream we have tonight.
The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
This respite. You've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
Is this the last dream?
No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
Enjoy it while
Thank you,
it
darkness.
lasts.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Harry boy. You
Fall into a deep,
earned
uninterrupted
it.
sleep.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested. There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world
Open your eyes.
awaits.
What if that's saying this is my last night? Oh no. Alright. Come on, Harry, get up. Get up, Harry. Yeah, we look kind of cool. the white jacket. Hey, Kim. Good evening. Or good morning, rather. Alright, Joyce. I got conceptualization to do with you. Reality.
Back. Good. More lessons in
97%
basic
chance this time.
My favorite part of the day.
Here we go.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound,
What
the air.
world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
She concludes.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it, in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it? Elysium. The world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it
What is hell?
hell. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk Petro.
I don't feel like I have got the whole picture yet.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching
She raises
orbit.
her finger to her lips. How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside.
Inside sideways? Which shape is the world then?
We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revachol Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
Dark grey corona?
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear
Oh my god,
sinks
wait.
into you.
What the hell are you telling me? The pale? What do you mean, corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
A fractured corona doesn't feel like it's gonna bring anyone together.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco.
Well, if you say it's disco, doesn't sound like any kind of disco I'd like to go to. I don't care about disco. I only care about the commune. No. Well, if you say it's disco. Yay!
See, everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
The cold seeps into you. The air is heavy with 80% humidity. Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides. The lieutenant observes you both silently. He adjusts.
You said
his
pale.
glasses.
What is pale?
The pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
His voice is low, but firm. All she can say is,
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
But I want to know what the pale is.
I don't think your colleague would appreciate that. He has already been so patient with this whole
But Kim,
exercise. Let's continue with something else, all right? You can ask about anything else in the world. Anything.
she leans against the railing.
but she wants to tell you. You could sneak back later when he's not around, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Ooh. Ask for Kim to step away while you discuss the pale.
Good idea. Just ask him.
Kim, can I talk to the man alone for a second? Steps away with his notes.
See? What can he do?
Now, what is the
What a
pale?
man.
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague
Yes, what
seems
is the pale?
adamant. Okay. The pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass.
What is an isola again?
Isola is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Muindi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this
And Insulinde is...
an oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
What is the Pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
Is it here?
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
6,000 kilometers from the end of the world?
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much
And
closer.
point north. There?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
You hear your pulse rise. The air feels caustic and cold suddenly.
What are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
If we're surrounded by Pale, how do you get from Isola to Isola?
Oh, it is so difficult for us.
Her lungs deflate, her words sound like a sigh.
A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost. Or having our minds
The Pale can
damaged.
damage the mind? How?
Extensively. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated.
What does
by
this
past.
over-radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure
You're
per
not a
year.
civilian passenger?
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entreprenetic business class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degrading...
Do lorry drivers pass the Pale?
Yes, carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the Pale driver about this. See what she says. That poor woman must have stories to tell, like you.
Are
wouldn't
you
admit.
over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
An acidic smile on her lips. It's getting worse.
What is
every year.
intraponetic?
Entreprenetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it
Did
the
they
Western Plain.
cross it? The Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands
What has
of years.
interplanetics changed then?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects
Aerostatic?
later. Hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we
If we
throw them
don't?
precisely. Then
How much
don't.
Pale is there compared to the world?
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio
Slipping
is
how?
slipping.
To our detriment, or?
What do you
She looks
think,
you in the eye.
Detective?
It's shrinking. There's more and more of the world. There's more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
Stay silent.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
Off we go into the world, into the wild Pale yonder.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left?
Let's return to reality, please.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember
Nothing.
anything?
Just alcohol, fumes, and blackout. I sometimes sense vague shadows of a past. And it's not good. I'm getting a sense of who I am, but no, I didn't know this. I sometimes get a sense of vague shadows of the past.
Then tell me, what do you think of the
It's
Pale?
terrifying. You were right. It's disco. It will end all life. That we continue to persist at all is a testament to our faith in one another. Its advance can only be stopped with immediate, total, ruthless communism. A powerful anti-communist communist force, perhaps. Too powerful, but still, they have it coming. I'm worried. I have to say it doesn't sound very liberal to me. I don't know how you've all survived with it. It's a huge accomplishment. Who am I to think anything of it? It's disco. Her eyes tense. Crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
Your ailing constitution, sweaty forehead, the beads there, and your heavy breathing.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even
She stops
this,
mid-sentence. I'll handle it. It's under control. This investigation will be my masterpiece. The one they remember me by, I promise. Yes, I'm in serious trouble here. I'll be fucking it. It'll be a fucking disaster, I know. All those people will die. This investigation will be my masterpiece. The one they remember me by, I promise.
then I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile...
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic
She gives you a slight
term at
bow.
a time.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
You didn't have worried. That was fucking insane, Kim. Right, let's get to work, Lieutenant. Some more reality lowdown before we go. Let's get to work.
Good luck, detectives.
All right. So the Pale. Interesting. That's a really interesting world concept. Wow. So, needless to say, this is not Earth. And I don't know why I'm walking. I could fast travel here, but yeah. And this is taking a while. I thought we'd do like a couple minor quests and then we'd go into Ruby, but no, maybe I won't be finishing this game today. Jeez. Taking forever. Loving it though. Okay, we got something in here. Hello, guys. Noid.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Aggressive.
Okay. Take a look at what we've got here. So we can do Suna now because we've discovered the Pale. There's still Measurehead. Tommy. We can talk to Tommy. And I think that's going to be the only other one, right? Yeah. Alright. See if we can do this. Hold on.
Yes, what is it?
Do we have our logic stuff on? No, we don't. Logic. We should have +4 logic. What else had logic? Did I have a jacket? There was something else with logic because we had a +4 logic, right? Hat. Was there a tie or something? No, I had this, yeah. There we go.
Yes,
Whew.
what is it?
All you hear
Okay.
is silence in your
Let's go talk to Tommy. Get our conceptualization stuff back on. That was it, right? Yeah. Getting these white checks. Gonna get them. And then we'll have one more skill point after this. Which I don't know if we're gonna use it on... We can't use it on... This is as high as our conceptualization can get. So... This is it for that.
Stuck in the
58%?
rain in a traffic jam, man.
No. Just this
Damn
guy
it.
has amazing.
Okay. What do we want to get? I'm thinking logic, because I'd like to do chems. But that's not going to be very good, is it, though? Our logic's so low. We could do the other one for Joyce. Or more reaction speed. This is tough. The problem with the Psyche ones is that they're all different ones, right? Reaction speed would only be 1 as well. Logic, we'd have 2. We'd have the one with Andre, with the one with Kim, and the one with the one we just failed with Suna. But our logic's so bad, I don't know if 1 point's really going to make much of a difference in these. And you can pretty much say that for all of the ones that aren't yellow. I guess the purple ones might not be bad. We could do Volition, right? Maybe do... Pick up... Well, we can't pick her up because Kim's with us. So that one's not going to happen. We'd have to get rid of Kim. We could go with this one. Find out more about her, potentially. Or Empathy. I do like a Cell. I want to know more about her, too. There's so much I want to do. But I don't have enough points. Reaction speed or volition? I think that's what we're through. Or logic. I mean, we could do it. It's really tough to decide. So if we do that, we'd have a what? Why is it only a total of 3? Oh, bonus from thoughts. Oh. So we'd only have a 4 in our logic. It's not great. This is not great at all. Let's go volition. Well, hold on. Let's do this. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. We have 1, 4, 6, 9. So our motorics have been surpassed our psyche, our physique. And here we have 6, 7. So volition. Why I chose that one? Well, I don't know. Probably not the best choice, but I guess we'll go talk to her. I don't know, maybe we'll get something out of it. I hate that I can't, like, I don't know why I can't, like, just move this up. It's kind of annoying. Like, it keeps going back to where it's at. I have buyer's remorse already. I should have went with reaction speed. Oh well, let's go talk to her. Hopefully we succeed at it. And then after this, we're ready. This is it. Unless we get, like, something crazy with this. Do we have any volition stuff? I don't remember having volition stuff. We might be wearing it already, but... And... A lot of empathy. Still don't really know why we got that one time when we leveled up our hand-eye coordination. We got a whole bunch of white checks. Was that from... Maybe that was from the die. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I don't think we had that yet. Yeah, so this is what we've got. I don't know if this is a faster way to get to her. But we're doing it. I think it might be, actually. Because the other way has 2 loading screens, right? It's just, I guess this has, well, it has 1, 2, 3 loading screens. It says 2 loading screens, so it is quicker. All right. Look into my eyes.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you. You know these guys? Who, me? Yes, he's talking about you, you sinewy idiot. You too. Me? What have I done this time? These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info. You can't trust them anymore.
I knew something was off.
I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort on your part.
Which ones exactly are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume all of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here. No
what is happening?
Way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory. Truth. Softness. Protect her. She wants you. I take it back. He's got it pretty bad. But this next guy's on another level entirely. She likes you. The crown head is a boring condom. He's jealous. This is human nature.
How did this happen?
How it always does.
What can I do?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as...
Can you turn them normal again? What use is this then?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it.
Does this mean she's been lying to me?
I think it's safe to assume Yes, Mr. Thespian here hasn't been speaking up. If he were, I suspect there would be paeans to her truthfulness. Like this. No, he's not going to show up. I'm sorry. Your lie detection isn't working. It's not her doing. He's just totally inept. It looks like you're also an idiot. But
What is
that's not her
happening?
fault. No, not an idiot. You're just more of a sensitive type. Thinks with his heart. This woman's pain.
What is her
draws you
plan?
in. You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one he usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate.
I've been talking to myself long enough. Let's get back to it.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Miss, are you manipulating me?
The silence broken. She exhales a little cloud of smoke and says,
God, no.
Oh, man. In God's name, wake up. Okay, well, let's get our drama on. Hold on, let me change into my drama outfit. Oh, yeah. We actually have a lot of drama stuff, I think. Or, you know, a significant amount. I think it's all at the bottom, actually. If I can find it all. Drama. Drama. Do you want the Oh, we look ridiculous. Okay. That's +4 drama. Let's do this. 72%. Come on, lucky rolls. Yes.
who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o'-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first.
This is actually really, I feel like we made a smart choice with taking our skill point here.
See?
Kim, why have we not arrested her yet?
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's
Devil
looking
woman.
around.
Her nails tap on the steel railing nervously, the sound of cold metal ringing under the wind.
Her hand trembles. She's only pretending she didn't hear you say,
You know,
devil
I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
Your real name isn't Clausia, or I forgot how to say your name, Amando.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Her voice cracks suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what?
Okay,
I knew
it's
it.
not.
Good, you can tell me the truth.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. like I did at LCSB, I have to lie all the time. I'm
She looks
so
at her
tired
hands.
of it.
Her fingernails are chipped white.
She's not lying now. She really is very tired. Her metabolism is failing her. The afterglow of whatever narcotics she's been taking is
Was the
wearing
passport
off.
bullshit too? That passport you keep hidden?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Mea Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn
Where's
of
the
events
buoy?
for her.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now.
Most of the
It's
boardwalk in the
useless.
reeds. You have to check this buoy out. Accept task.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe.
Tell me your real
near the
name.
water line. It's Katarzyna Lazie.
Finally we meet. I'll just call you Miss Disco Dancer. Finally we meet.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the
You're probably
wind
not
on the
Miss
roof.
Orange 37, are you?
I am. They can never take my sash and
Her
my
small
scepter
quivers.
from me.
Yes, they can. For
Enough.
lying. She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
What if I told you you're under arrest?
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police investigation. Fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in.
I'm not gonna arrest her. Failed to aid a police officer, you have wasted our time in a time-critical investigation. Oh, what a hypocritical thing to say when we just spent the entire day, just about yesterday, reading a tabletop RPG rulebook and going to a university book club. You're a suspect You're a suspect in a murder investigation. You're a flight risk. That's all I need.
The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Guys, I don't know about this. Her eyes become round with fear. She tries to back further off.
But there's nowhere to go. A two-story drop to the Plaza Mosaic. If she could, she would have run before. Fragile, unshielded. Her voice is thin and tired.
I think I know who did it. I know who shot Leslie. You know it wasn't me. Why would I do it? I have no motive.
She knows something.
What do you know? Who shot him?
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby.
Why do you think it was her?
She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
What she's saying is...
Was that...
sex.
Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she is romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship.
And you led her on?
Lieutenant narrows his eyes.
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe
She looks at her
kissed,
feet.
nothing more.
Yes, but what was their relationship outside this unequal...
What was your relationship like before this conflict?
We spent a lot of time together, listening to the radio and such. She had great milieus, and she was good company.
She
I'm
pauses.
sorry it had to end.
What was that question about? She's feeding her friend to the wolves here. It also has startlingly little to do with arresting her, you suddenly realize.
Sounds like she was fixated on you.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
That is a little strange. People don't usually keep things together under
When Ruby
stress like
said there would be shit happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased, was she threatening you?
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before. I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought
She looks through the window of her room.
Some of that fear is still with her. She exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
And how could she have killed him?
You've been through there, right? I saw you come out. It leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that, then made the shot right here, where I stand. It was dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing. That is possible.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got...
Okay, that's it for Ruby. Wrap it up.
Okay, and what? Arrest the liar now. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful. She's stuck here. She's already in prison. Look around. She's only trying
Who?
to help you. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
That's all good, but I think we should still take you in, just in case. I'll keep you here, miss, for now.
Thank you. Thank you. You won't regret it.
Something tells you, you will.
Talk about you and Ruby again? That's all.
She nods.
Okay.
Let's change the subject for the time being.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this.
Get back to those lies you told.
Lies.
It's unclear what she intended to say.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety. We demand her fear.
Okay.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath.
Okay. She might disappear. This might be the last time we see her. But, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about our organization being so closely tied with the people hunting her. I don't know. Of course, if she did kill him and, you know, we didn't arrest her, then we just are very, very negligent. And that's also not good, but I think we'll take the risk. I don't think she killed him.
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of
Yeah,
yours.
and?
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and
What do you mean?
Ruby-centric in the end. Anything struck you a bit off?
The bullet was
this
jacketed.
incident?
Those don't just lie around everywhere, do they?
Good point. It is rather rare these days.
It turned out the bullet was an antique.
True. Strange how you conducted the whole advanced ballistics analysis.
Yeah, the footprints in his pinball workshop didn't fit with the odd soles prints on the crime scene.
No.
So far, no one has mentioned hearing the shot.
Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention
Yeah,
it. Neither did you.
I'm done thinking about this.
That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on that roof, lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in this shit and not me? Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further.
My own mind is making me second guess things. God damn it. What does volition do? Hold yourself together, keep your morale up. I don't even know what that means for this situation.
Yes? What do you
Okay,
want to know?
well.
Good.
All right, well, let's go see what Ruby has to say. I think that's all we've got. Just gonna check real quick all of these skill checks. If there are any more I want to look at. Nope, there's no more I can look at. To the church we go. It's time. 4 hours later, we're gonna start the end game. And she could be lying to us still. I fully expect that there's a possibility that she has just played us like a fiddle. But you know, let's get our best gear on. So we have that. I think that probably is best. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not, actually. We have... Where is it? This? Yep. Oh, that's good still. Hat's good. We need this. And I think we were using these glasses. Yeah, I think that's our look. Or that's what we're wearing anyway. Where's the, oh, over there. Go ahead, get our flashlight. And our gun.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm. The polished wooden handle almost
I think my hand
fits into
recognizes
your
it.
arm. It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago. The gun, your gun, can be an item of destruction, but also creation. The Villiers-LaSalle art project. Time to shoot some beauty through the heart of Martinaise.
Okay. Here we go. Let's go, Kim. So get our suspect. I don't like the way I'm swinging my gun around, to be honest. Let's make a hard save here. Just in case. Okay. It feels strange. Okay. A concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Money? Nice. A little bit of cash.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you. Not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your
Cover your ears.
pathways. No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Help, Kim! Help! My brain's on fire! You're under arrest. Yell through the static.
Really now?
She turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded.
Are you gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
Blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the Ulan frequency. Fat Angus said you had a pale emitter? You're using one of those devices used to send signals through the pale on me. I saw the Ulan frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
How did you get your hands on this thing? She nods toward her torture device.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Will I stay in like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
The hell's going on? Ooh! Is this gonna keep going on? I don't know. Okay. Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine.
This is all
what you're
great,
going
but
through.
let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's
Please,
all
could
there
you
is
just
to
turn
say
it
to that.
down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
If you're looking for a deal on mattresses,
Looking for a deal with my mattress.
the lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing. She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through.
Pain threshold. Ooh. How'd you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been prepared.
By hiding
for quite a
bullets under your
while.
floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks
She didn't rat you out, by the way, Isabel, the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want.
Preparing
to
for
back.
the worst?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine
Did
now.
you shoot Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
Your friend Claudia really threw you under the wolves? Said you shot Lily? You're right, Claudia was the first to share her suspicions. When I threatened to arrest her, Claudia broke. She told me everything.
Oh. Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor.
She smiles sadly.
But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Lizzie's not here. Lizzie's the murderer, isn't she? I don't know. I don't know who the killer is. I really don't. Your first guess wasn't entirely off. Your own boys told us where you were on the coast. Titus told me. Took some convincing.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. Those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like.
a dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them.
I do it by asking questions. And I have some for you. Honestly, I don't know how I do it. Just stumbled in here. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me? I do it by asking questions.
Like what? I already told you I could.
Would you say Lely was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly
You don't feel
likable types.
sympathy for mercs? It's hard work.
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
There's nothing more personal that you had against him? Perhaps his way with women?
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me. And definitely not a reason to off someone.
See her confident gaze, her toned arms. Yeah, she wouldn't have had much trouble in the
Did you feel
distance.
protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't.
I have other questions.
Okay.
Do you have an alibi
listening.
for when Lily was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to
There were
infect
10
that
minutes they
fuck.
couldn't account for. They did say you left to take a really long leak, 15 minutes. There was half an hour missing, you went out, 10 minutes.
You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time.
Our investigation, wins from the pain, has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious.
Play
Please
pinball much?
explain. No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city.
There are some
Why?
mysterious pinball machines and some pretty mysterious rooms in the whirling.
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested
Wait,
in supernatural
What kind of mysteries interest you then? That's a shame, 'cause I happen to be a paranormal detective. What about elevators? Do you like elevators? Never mind. Okay, never mind the mysteries. There's a secret way from the whirling bar to the roof.
Don't know
She
it,
frowned, studying
but
your face.
also,
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
the shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No
Yeah, I
one
know.
mentioned-
The pain stops him from finishing the sentence.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
You have a gun. Where'd you get it?
And
What
the
gun store?
Trigger Happy Jack.
That doesn't sound like the name of a real store.
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal at
I-
my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that
I
kind
see
of
it's a
gal.
front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
I can't quite tell what kind of gun it is.
A knocked away 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
That
Do you
isn't it.
collect guns? Maybe old rifles?
No, they're not practical.
There's other evidence I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
You liked Clasia
Evidence.
a lot.
I considered her
Are you a
friend.
girl like her?
What the hell, man? Yeah, why not? I've gotten worse.
Her hand slipped from the dial of the compressor for a moment, almost turning it down. Then she put her hand back. Not yet. Not
Is
yet.
peeping one of your hobbies?
Wow. Pissing, pinball, and now peeping. I'm just not following your insinuations.
There's a hole in the wall. You can see into Clasia's room. I wouldn't blame you if you've...
If I want to stare at a pretty girl, I can pick one up at a bar. Or, worst case scenario, look at a naughty photo. Who has time to go skulking about the whirling, drilling holes in walls?
Clasia looks like a girl in one of your posters. She seems to be your type.
What the fuck, man? She's everyone's type. She's your type. Are you sure you're not the one who was excited
Actually,
about the peephole?
grotesquely whined from the pain. I did get pretty excited. So you haven't been watching. We gotta do it.
Cool, man, cool. I'm glad you got off on it. What the fuck are we talking
So you haven't been watching Clasia through a hole in a wall.
Nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks into the room, and very difficult to look away. But travel enough and you realize, for the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable.
Wrong. That kind of pussy is never...
Calm down, electrochemistry. Calm down. Calm down. But you wanted to be more than just friends.
Oh, so that's...
She said you wanted to run away with her.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
She touched that radiant beauty, that silver wellspring of this...
Then what happened?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leading me on. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will there.
Claudia said you got very angry when she started seeing Lely. Threatened her.
Yeah, one time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were. I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a...
And despite everything, you helped her by staging a lynching?
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil.
There are other things I ask about.
Go ahead. It's your body.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
Do you like to hang out on rooftops? True.
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great...
Is that the only reason you hang out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along
What's
with Claudia.
so great about her antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Did you leave any flowers for Claudia on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
These weren't just flowers. They symbols of revolution.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
This might sound far-fetched, but I just suddenly had the idea that maybe it's Renee. And maybe I'm messing up his story, but he's a revolutionary, right? A former revolutionary. He's an old soldier, so he would have had the gun. He works for the Union. I don't know. I think maybe it adds up, and as soon as we start getting a little bit competent, he up and disappears, dying mysteriously with no body in sight and no sign of him. I don't know. But Claudia was mourning.
I never did understand why, when someone dies, a hothouse is worth of flowers.
Okay, so
die too.
you didn't leave Maybelle's.
No, I did not.
You're running. Drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too.
She shakes her head slowly.
That really comes
No,
as
he
a-
didn't. I found my own way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest
Well,
me
we
for
could,
drug
right?
trafficking?
Beneath it, she's relieved.
You're a criminal.
The
I
truth.
can't trust anything you say.
That's
You
your
had a
prerogative.
financial incentive to kill the merc.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
The lieutenant is unable to articulate his question.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense.
She turns the knob down just a millimeter.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine.
But you're threatening us with it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are.
She responds, holding your gaze.
There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and the compressor, she's
Really?
afraid.
Who am I? Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Who killed the merc, if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long
What happened
while.
Sunday night? Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity. She's refusing to adopt the demeanor of a cornered animal, a leader with no one to lead. She still wants to retain some control of the situation.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasha comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a
Wait.
seat next to her.
Did she also seem high to you?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
This woman has seen people OD. Glacia wasn't quite there yet.
Claudia said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
Claudia said you seemed to have a plan. Prepared when you got there.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
She looks shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out.
Her idea.
Framed.
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person.
Yeah,
The
she
party
was
girl
part of
gone.
industrial sabotage and stuff, right?
You can see it. Her lips, though still white, don't seem to tremble as much anymore. She moves with focus and deliberation.
She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Glacia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure.
Showerhead? Resourceful. That's bad that she'd be so calm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether to admire her
Do you
or be disturbed.
think she killed Leslie herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
Very calm there, Kim.
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going, fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Her grip on the gun is tight, her arms toned, her posture solid. Martinez lost their value.
If you didn't kill him, why hide it?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop, that strange, distant fear is getting close now. It's a fear.
What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein explosion.
Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
La Puta Madre. I've heard of La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right?
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to know all about this, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all.
What did you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? Now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She's still perceived.
Do you know
as a
about
threat.
the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond.
Her voice trails off into white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. Eeh.
Keep calm. Breathe in. After the pain recedes, it's a little clearer.
Destroy the machine. She's just watching me, huh?
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like
You
hell,
okay, Kim?
but
All good, officer. Be careful.
she looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
She puts the barrel of the gun to her mouth. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. What are you doing? She mutters.
Problem solving.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes it is.
No. An 8% chance? Don't do it, Ruby. Convince her to put the gun down.
She's truly desperate. She thinks
Critical
she has
success.
no other options. You need to give her options.
Oh, that feels so good. She's truly desperate. Ugh. What options?
You know.
Maybe I can still talk her out of it? Please, put your hands up. Just walk away. I wish I could just let you go, but I have to follow protocol. I can still talk her out of it.
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives.
Please, put your hands up. Just walk away.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
You don't have to do this. You're not cornered. I'm letting you go.
Day of miracles.
She says,
I'll
pulling
take
the gun
it.
out of her mouth, eyes still fixed on you. Then she turns her gaze to the tunnel behind you.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
The lieutenant is still unsteady on his feet. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I would have done the same had I not been incapacitated.
He couldn't take it like you. It irks him. Then he gets over it.
I think she didn't do it. I think she did it, but I don't want her to die. I think she didn't do it.
Her tent.
He points to the
We should check
back
it
of the
out.
cavern. Oh, man. Wow. Okay.